electric. Okay, so this is a video dread update. It's not really an update because it's the first one, but it's supposed to be an update because I had some other videos that I took down. So I'm gonna try to do this as coherently as possible and try to start from the beginning. So dreads. I've always had a problem with my hair. Like, first of all, I suck at doing things with my hair, like loose hair. I can't braid my hair, I can't braid somebody else's hair, like I fumble around with it and I'm just not good with doing stuff with it. So I thought if I got dreads, it would be easier to do something with just whole sections, you know, instead of like, it's so much easier to just take this and braid it than it is with regular hair. Like I don't get it, I can't do it. It takes me 20 minutes or more to make a ponytail, like a good ponytail. This one's actually okay. Not that I would wear it like this, but whatever. Anyway, but yeah, unless I'm just like pulling it behind my head, like if I'm trying to put it up, it takes me a stupid amount of time. Like I can't even straighten my hair in less than 45 minutes, and it's not even that long. It's not like, I suck at it. So I thought that would be a good idea. And then also, I shed a lot. Like, I shed a lot to begin with, but whenever I first decided that I wanted to do dreads, I quit using conditioner and stuff like that, so my hair was kind of dried out and neglected, so I ended up with split ends, so that made me shed even more. And I also take biotin, which, which, whenever the new growth comes in, it like pushes out older hair, like it causes you to lose hair too, so I've been ridiculously shedding, so the good thing about dreads is they trap all the hairs that you would usually lose, and it helps thicken them up and blah blah blah. So it figured to be a good idea. Also, my hair itself likes to section itself in like pieces. Like, I guess it kind of has a natural wave to it, and it does what I'd imagine that like ringlets would do. You know how ringlets, they'll just be like their own little ringlet and there's just a bunch of them like that, only just kind of with really lazy waves, but still pieces like that, if that makes sense. So I like, even if I straighten it, like I would straighten it and it would like clump together. Like, I don't know, my hair's weird. So it just gets stringy and piecey. So I figured I'd give it a try, and it seems to be loving it so far and staying together really well. So I'm thinking it's a good idea. I'm already liking them a lot anyway. Like, I loved them from the moment I did the first ones. But now that you know why I wanted dreads, let me back up and give you kind of the journey that I've had to go through so far. The first day I decided that I wanted dreads was April 20th of this year, 2012. My friend Maddie and I put single dreads in each other's hair to celebrate, as dumb and hippie and cliche and silly as that is. But we're like, yeah, okay, you know, we'll try it out. She found a video about backcombing them, so we tried to do that. Hers turned out really well. She didn't do mine that great, plus my hair was shorter at the time, like about half the length it is now. And this was, right now it's August, so that was 4 to 5 months ago, so it's grown like twice as long in 4 to 5 months after starting the biotin, which is pretty cool. Anyway, so I decided that I wanted dreads, and I didn't really want to do it while I was in school because I was worried about how it would look. I obviously don't care now, but I did at the time, so I decided to wait until May to tell my parents, because my parents weren't thrilled about it, as I'm sure you can imagine. So May comes around, and I even got my mom on board to help me. We went out to Whole Foods in Little Rock, because I live in Arkansas, to get some supplies. I ended up getting combs, like fine-tooth combs. They were plastic, terrible idea, like, but we couldn't find any good metal ones. So anyway, yeah, got what we thought were sturdy sturdy plastic combs. We got rubber bands. We got crochet hooks, lemon juice, and then we went to Whole Foods and we got Dr. Bronner's lavender soap, cast-style soap, and some Zoom or Zum, I'm not really sure, Z-U-M, it's brand name of some soap that was frankincense and myrrh, which I've come to find out that I really love the scent of. Like, it's sweet and musty at the same time, and I like it a lot. Like, it's pretty cool. I got some other stuff that I'll tell you about, but obviously I like the scent. So we did all that, and we started trying to dread my hair, but they were a lot bigger than this. Like, they were like 1 to 2 inch sections. Probably more like 1.5 to 2 inch sections. So I'm kind of glad they didn't end up that way. I'll continue. Anyway, so we were dreading my hair, and we got about halfway through my head, and my mom was like, we gotta stop, because somehow I ended up with head lice, which I don't really know how. I don't know anybody that had any. There were none in, like, my parents didn't have any. I guess maybe somehow I got them from my dorm before I left in May from college. I don't really know. Anyway, so we had to comb them all out, and I shampooed the crap out of my hair because I was really upset. I was really distraught. I was crying because I had wanted them already for about a month, and I finally got to start doing them. I got my mom to help me even, which is a big deal because I know that she doesn't want me doing it, but she was helping me, so it was really cool. And then I just had to turn around and undo all that progress. Our fingers were hurting, our elbows and arms were hurting, so it sucked to have to take it all out. So anyway, you're supposed to wait 2 weeks after you do the shampooing to make sure that, you know, everything's gone. So the 2 weeks rolls around, and I was totally fine, and I was about to start doing it again, but I was up at the town where my college is for the weekend visiting my boyfriend, and Sunday morning, whenever I was going to leave to come back here, I got a call from Walmart, and they were going to offer me a job. So the next day I went up there, and I was dumb enough to ask them about it. I asked that I was going to dread my hair and if they would be okay with it, and unfortunately they told me no. My department manager wasn't okay with it, not like the store manager or whatever, my department manager, the guy who oversees me directly, so I didn't want to, you know, make him mad and get cut hours or start off on the wrong foot already or anything like that, so I had to deal with the fact that I wasn't going to be able to do it. You know, it really sucked. But I eventually decided that whenever I got to college, I was just going to do it anyway, like before I got there. So I started just adding some in on the bottom, because it's not, like with regular hair on top, it's not really that noticeable. So I started out with 2, like about where these 2 are. It's like at the bottom edge of my neckline, hairline, whatever. So I started out with 2 that were like that, but they were also really big. They were like 2 inches. So I was like, you know what, I'm just gonna take them out and redo them. That was July 4th and 5th. I did 4th and 5th. So I did those 2, and then about the middle to end of July, I ended up taking them out and redoing them. So these 2 are actually my oldest. Not this one. This one. This one's my favorite so far, I think, just because it's doing the best. It's really, or maybe it's this one. I can't tell feeling it right now. But one of these looks really nice, like it's really smooth and like round and whatever. I know it'll change, and I'm cool with that. But right now, it's my favorite. So anyway, I started doing the dreads again, and right now I have 40. I did have 50, but I was so worried about making them too big that I started making them too small. Like, so what I did was I have loose ends on mine. I don't have them blunted. So what I did was I took a bunch of the really small ones and I put rubber bands on the roots. So whenever they grow in, they'll kind of be more coarse together. It's loose, so I'm not really that worried about it. And then I took the ends of the two, like if I were to take like these two and put the loose ends together, and I backcombed them, twisted, ripped, and backcombed them together, and then like palm rolled them to rough them up and stick them together better, and palm rolled them this way so they do whatever, and then put another rubber band just past where the two ends can join, and about like half an inch up, no, less than half an inch, like a fourth of an inch from where the dreads are separate and start to join. So like right here, I could stick my finger through there if I really wanted to, but I don't because I'm trying to get them to join together. So I had 50, but now I have 40 because I took 10 sets of 2 and put them together. I did mine using twist and rip. Twist and rip combined with backcombing, because I don't know if anybody else ran into this problem, but whenever I would twist and rip, like it'd be really fluffy and kind of compact for a bit, but then it'd have like a spot in the middle, like I guess it would get too twisted, or I would stop for a second, and it would have like a really small spot and then fluffy again. So I had a problem with getting combs. I ended up getting a metal cat flea comb, but it works out really great. So I used that flea comb to sort of move some of the knots from those thin spots, from below those thin spots up, so it was kind of more even. But pause on that point, because that brings me to some of the other products that I've got. So I had Dr. Bronner's. What I use for shampooing my dreads is the Dr. Bronner's soap, but I cut it down with baking soda and dilute it with water in a ketchup squirt bottle. I got the idea from the Organic Sister. I'm not good with the whole YouTube thing, but I'm gonna try to link the video. So I will put a link to the video where she describes how she washes her dreads. Sorry, I just started something. And I'm sure she has some other cool stuff on there. I haven't been on the computer a lot lately, so I haven't checked it out, but I'm sure she's got some useful info. And I got the idea for the flea comb from another person that I will put the link to. I'm sorry, I remember the Organic Sister because it's easy, but the other one was a boy. It's like Pirate or something. I don't remember. I'll put it down there after I upload this. Yes, I think he just backcombed his, but I wanted more of the length rather than, I don't know. Whenever you twist and rip, it seems like you keep more of the length than if you just straight up backcomb it. So that's why I use mostly twist and rip. I'm sorry, my throat's getting a little dry. This is take 2, so I apologize. See, now I've had to backtrack and I lost all my trains of thought. So I washed my hair with Dr. Bronner's baking soda. I got the lavender at first, but I don't know why I overlooked it, but I found out that they also make a tea tree one, which tea tree is supposed to be good for your scalp and your dreads, so I've heard and read and whatever. So sometimes I'll do one or the other, or a mixture of both. And then I also have tea tree essential oil spray that I use on the days that I don't wash them. I wash my hair every other day because I originally tried to wean my head off being washed frequently, but it throws a fit of anything over every other day. Like, sometimes it can squeak by with not washing it for 2 days, but my scalp doesn't like it, so I'm just not gonna, like, it seems to be alright with every other day, and I know it'll take them longer to mat up that way probably, but I'm okay with waiting longer as long as, you know, my scalp is cool with it and I don't end up getting a bunch of dandruff and everything. I only wash my hair in the mornings so that way I don't go to sleep with wet dreads. I try to blow dry them as much as I can. I do palm rolling, but not very often because, I don't know, it just, I mean, I know it helps compress the knots and stuff, but I don't want to squish my dreads. So I pretty much only palm roll them, like if I am having troubles getting one dry, like I'll palm roll it a couple of times and then try to dry it some more. Or just palm roll it a couple times and leave it. I also got frankincense and myrrh soap. I don't know if I already mentioned this, I'm going to mention it again anyway. Z-U-M, Zoom or Zoom, it's some kind of brand name. I found, whenever I went to Whole Foods to get that Dr. Bronner's, I found that soap and it was frankincense and myrrh and it smells so great. Like, I know the traditional thing is like patchouli. Patchouli smells okay. It's not really my favorite though. Like it's okay. So I ended up going with I got some frankincense and myrrh soap, and the second time I went back I got another bar because even though I'm not out of that one yet, it smells really good, and so I wanted some more. I also got one that was tea tree and citrus, and then one that was sandalwood, and I also picked up some frankincense and myrrh essential oil spray mix that I also use on the days that I don't wash my dreads, which I guess isn't saying too much because that's only every other day, but I like the way it smells, and sometimes I use it even when I have washed them just because my shampoo doesn't smell like that. So and the oils fragrance lasts a lot longer, so it's just kind of nice to get a whiff of it throughout the day because I really like the smell. Oh shoot, I feel like I'm way off base here and there's a lot I haven't mentioned that I meant to mention. Root rubbing. It doesn't work very well for me. Like, it takes a lot of time, like a long time to me to get anything out of it. Like, I don't know if I'm doing it wrong or what. It takes a lot of different angle changes and pressure changes and variation of height from my scalp changes in order to even get it to start, and then even if it starts, it doesn't mean it continues from there. I've gotten the hang of it a little better, but it just doesn't seem to work well with my hair. If you have anything to say about that, leave me some comments because I don't really know what to do about that. The lemon juice, I don't use it very often because I'm kind of lazy. Like, not like super lazy, it's just it kind of gets to be a pain because after the first 5 minutes it's kind of sticky. Not like syrup sticky, but just like inconvenient. So I'll just do like some at a time or something. Where I got the idea for the lemon juice was from Sylvia, I believe is her name. Her YouTube is SVJ75 or something like that. I'll put a link to that too down there. I don't know, I watched a lot of her videos, and I know some of the stuff that she says or does isn't really recommended, but she actually had, like, her most recent video, she says that she's found out and realized and changed her recommendations about some stuff too, so it's whatever. She actually ended up taking her dreads out. I'm kind of sad, especially because, well, not especially, it doesn't matter now. At first I was really hoping, she kept saying that she would post a video about her sectioning and she never did, but honestly I guess I don't care about the sectioning anymore. I've just been grabbing like little spots and doing it, which is why I have like these little loose hair pieces in there. Oh, that's an end that I need to fix, that's really loose. But like this, yeah, I just have a lot of little extra ones, but I figured once my dreads are like a little older, maybe when I get to like a month and a half, I'll put them in where needed, like whichever one I think it'll go best with, or maybe get some help doing that, probably because I can't see the back of my head and I'm really terrible at doing stuff behind my head, so I'll get some help with that. So far I've just been doing it all on my own, but that's okay. Okay, I'm pretty sure I already explained what I do to put these together. Back comb the ends, twist or rip back comb and palm roll the ends, and rubber band the roots and the ends. The reason why... Yes, okay, so I started working at Walmart and I couldn't have the dreads, but today is the 13th. Actually, it's the 14th now because it's really early in the morning, but today is my last day at this Walmart before I transfer to the other Walmart, and I'll be working at the deli there, so hopefully they'll actually be okay with my dreads because it will help keep me from shedding all over the place. Plus I'll be wearing a hairnet anyway, so it's not really gonna matter. Plus it's dumb for them to have a problem with them anyway. Just if I weren't white, I'm sure they wouldn't say anything about it. So I don't really want to have to fight them on that, but I might. I'll think about it because I really don't want to have to brush it all out. Speaking of brushing out, a lot of people, I've gotten a lot of comments like almost immediately. It makes me kind of sad that people are so uneducated about them, but the first two comments that I get are, oh, you don't wash those or they're dirty, right? No, they're not. I wash them more thoroughly than I do my regular hair. And no, you don't have to shave your head. You can comb them out even after they're matted, even after they're 3 or 4 or 5 or plus years old, with a lot of time and conditioner. But honestly, I've had my hair like boy short before and I'm okay with it, so I'd probably just be more likely to cut them and brush them out than to just try to brush it all out, because it's just hair. It'll grow back. I mean, I know you can do damage to like your scalp and stuff, but it'll be okay. I'm not gonna super abuse my head or anything. These two dreads that are my favorite so far, they're long enough to where I can tie back my other dreads with them, which I like. I also like the fact that dreads are really fluffy and they're kind of like their own pillow. It just makes me really happy, honestly. It's really fun. But yeah, see, here's the end of this one, and here's the end of this one. Oh, well, okay, it's coming a little loose. But anyway, you get the idea. I wish my hair was a little bit longer, but there's not much I can do about it, especially because I finally decided to get the top part trimmed because my split ends were just getting too bad. So they're like, they would have been like this long, but they're this long, so like I can't even put them back in a ponytail with the other ones now. They're too loose. So I'm gonna have to do something about headbands for that. I have like these wide ones, but even with like they'll just stick out the back. So I'm thinking about trying to make like a longer tapered one or something maybe to help keep them down more. I don't really know. At first I was kind of skeptical about it because looking through people's timelines and everything, they just look really frizzy and really messy. And even after they had started matting and stuff, I just wasn't entirely sure that I'd be happy with the way that they looked and the way that they acted. Sorry, I'm really tired and I'm slouching and my body's tired. But honestly, after starting them, like, I don't care. Like, it's okay. I'm totally fine with it. I love them already. I'm really excited about it. And I felt a lot better. Oh, I'm sorry, I have loose hair somewhere, somehow. Anyway, I felt a lot better about them after talking with the guy in person about his dreads. Like, online and everything, you can read all you want, but until you actually, like, see someone's dreads and touch someone's dreads and know what they've been doing with them and everything, like, just talking to one person was a great relief. Like, I'm totally okay with it now. And I've decided that if I do get to do my dreads and keep my dreads, then I'm not going to make a decision about them for 1 year, because I know that they will change a lot, and they'll do a lot of crazy things and funny things, and a lot of days I'm not going to be happy with them, or I'm just gonna, whatever. But I think it'll teach me a lot about downgrading the importance of self-image, really. I mean, I like myself pretty much as a person, and most days I'm okay with myself, like, physically, and so I'm not gonna let something like my hair get in the way. But like I said, I'll be excited for whenever they're mature enough to where I can kind of personalize them, I guess, put, like, wrap some of them or put beads on them, or not do anything with them, dye just a single dreadlock, or multiple dreadlocks of different colors. It'll just be so much easier than dyeing my whole head, and I won't have to worry about roots, and it'll just be nice. Oh, one side note, from working, whenever I first started working, the bottom layer, whenever I first started, it's a lot looser than the rest, and I had to wear my ponytail up kind of higher. So I had to pull my dreads up to get them into my ponytail. I started getting tension bumps on my scalp from where it was pulling on the hairs. Not pleasant at all. Like, it was just kind of itchy. It kind of looked like a breakout, and it just, it sucked. But I've been a lot better about keeping them kind of looser and kind of just more, like, now it doesn't even matter. You can see, like, purple rubber bands from the side of my hair when I pull it back. But like I said, tomorrow's my last day, so I don't care. I feel like there's a specific point that I haven't hit on, but I can't think of it at the moment. So if I think of it, I'll put it in the next video, or just forget about it. Probably I'll just forget, but if I remember, I'll put it in the next video. So that's just kind of an update for now. I'll end with giving you a turnaround and kind of trying to show you my sections and stuff. And I guess, hello YouTube, nice to talk to you, and this is the start of my dread journey, at least for YouTube. So I'll try to do updates as frequently as possible. I'm kind of really terrible about keeping up with things that are just helpful to myself, like, because I'm sure this video will be helpful to some other people, but I'm basically just doing it for myself, so it's not that high up on my priority list. Like, I'm just kind of doing it. So I'll do it when I can. It probably won't be very frequent. It won't be very, sort of looking for punctual? No. Consistent, yes. Probably won't be very consistent as to how often I update or when I update. But I'll update when I can, and feel free to leave me comments about your dreads, or what you've been through, or any concerns you have, or any questions you want to ask me, anything you want me to answer, or you're curious about. Feel free, and if you're gonna leave hater comments, haters gonna hate. I only ask that if they do leave a hater comment, or if you leave a hater comment, don't feed the trolls. Like, if they don't like it, or they're like, oh, that's stupid, or something negative, just whatever, let them be. Don't start some kind of crazy comment drama on my videos. Like, it doesn't matter. And oh, also, today was a non-washing day, so I would also like to point out that I'm happy with my dreads anyway, but I'm happier on the days that I wash them, because I can, like, dry them and stuff. So instead of being like this, they're more like this, and it looks better. But I don't really care. They're fluffy and nice, and I'm just really excited to start my journey. I can't wait until I can tell that they're matting, and see if my roots dread as they come in, because I know some people's do that, and I don't feel like mine will, but maybe if I'm lucky they will. and I won't have to do too much with the roots. Or maybe I'll just let my roots grow out some, at least maybe on these front ones. Because, I don't know, it'd be nice if they were a little looser. So, anyway, okay. So I'll give you a turnaround, and then peace out, YouTube.